What's going on, bottom line viewers? Rob Gronkowski has officially announced that he will be retiring from the sport of football. He'll be moving on from the NFL. And I'm here to just give my thoughts. Rob Gronkowski has been, since day one of my favorite players in the NFL. I'll try not to get emotional during this, but Gronk has been a very special player. In my opinion, Gronk is the greatest tight end ever to play. And I think this is a sad day for football. I know that he wasn't the same player at the end of the last season that he played, but he was a unique player. And I think for a lot of people that saw Gronk play, he kind of gave them the sense of the old school football mentality playing in 2019. That's what Rob Gronkowski brought to the game of football. He brought something we've never seen before to the position. Not only was he a dominant receiver, he was a dominant blocker. Not only did he have great hands, but he could move after the catch. Not only could he move after the catch, he could break tackles. Not only could he break tackles, but he could run past you. Rob Gronkowski was, if I was creating a tight end in a video game, if I was creating a tight end from scratch, I would just create Rob Gronkowski. That's what Rob Gronkowski is to basically the sport of football. He is the perfect tight end. He was the best blocker in the NFL. He was the best receiver in the NFL. And he was ultimately, at one point, I would have considered probably the best weapon in the NFL at one time, where he was probably the most challenging player to stop on an opposing offense, which allowed the Patriots to be so successful offensively. So Rob Gronkowski, I'm going to read off his Instagram, which he did report that he's going to retire. It's very long. Obviously, it took him some time to process this, so he didn't want to immediately retire right after the Super Bowl. So Gronk says it all started at 20 years old on stage at the NFL draft when my dream came true. And now here I am about to turn 30 in a few months with a decision I feel is the biggest of my life so far. I'll be retiring from the game of football today. All right. I'll be retiring from the game of football today. I'm so grateful for the opportunity that Mr. Kraft and Coach Belichick gave to me when drafting my silliness in 2010. My life experiences over the last 9 years have been amazing, both on and off the field. The people I've met, the relationships I've built, the championships I have been a part of. I just want to thank the whole New England Patriots organization for every opportunity I have been giving and learning the great values of life that I can apply to mine. Thank you to all of the Patriots Nation around the world for the incredible support since I have been a part of this first-class organization. Thank you for everyone accepting who I am and the dedication I have put into my work to be the best player I could be. But now it's time to move forward with a big smile, knowing that the New England Patriots organization, Pats Nation, and all my fans will be truly a big part of my heart for the rest of my life. It was truly an incredible honor to play for such a great established organization and able to come in to continue to contribute and keep building success. To all my current and past teammates, thank you for each team every year. You're very special to be a part of it. I will truly miss you guys. Cheers to all who have been part of this journey. Cheers to the past for the incredible memories. And a huge cheers to the uncertain of what's next. So Rob Gronkowski left that on his Instagram. Go check it out if you haven't already. It's a picture of him holding up the Super Bowl trophy. And I think that was in 2014 against the Seattle Seahawks. So I'm going to get to comments real quickly. I just want to continue to go over Gronk, his legacy. I want to hear from you guys. What do you guys think? What's his legacy? What will you remember of Rob Gronkowski? But first, I remember where I was. Like, I remember where I was when Rob Gronkowski got traded. I was at home. I believe I just got home, and it was the second round of the draft, and it was in 2010. The Patriots were on the clock. You see like four different guys. Like as soon as Rob Gronkowski's in the green room. They say Rob Gronkowski, tight end, Arizona, which at that point in 2010, I never scouted any of these players. I didn't really know who they were. Besides like the big names in the first round, I knew who those guys were. So Rob Gronkowski comes onto the stage with like four of his brothers, and they all do this huddle in the middle of the stage, and they're like going crazy. And I think he puts a helmet on, a Patriots helmet on, and starts shaking it up and down. That is when not only the character of Rob Gronkowski was born, but also the legacy and the player that we will come to know and love. That's what Rob Gronkowski was all about. And he was the one personality that stuck out from the entire Patriots organization. If you're going to say there was ever one character that was a part of the Patriots dynasty, it was Rob Gronkowski. The Patriots didn't make an exception for anybody's character except for Rob Gronkowski. He had a unique personality, I think, that he brought to us fans as Patriot fans, but also football fans. And he also kind of gave us a new side to the Patriots that I think was nice to see. He kind of rejuvenated, made the Patriots a little bit more fun. He made them energetic and just really extremely entertaining, both on and off of the field. So those were great things about Rob Gronkowski's personality, from the dancing to the pregame, postgame comments to just the numerous jokes and just the ongoing 69. Gronk is the man. It's sad because we're no longer going to see him on the field, but we'll see what's next for the Patriots and Rob Gronkowski. I'm excited to see what he does in his future coming because, like he said, he's only about to turn 30 years old. So he has plenty of life left, and he has plenty of career left. So we'll see where Gronk goes, whether that's Hollywood or wrestling or whatever it may be. I think Gronk's going to do something pretty cool. All right. Let's go to the comment section, and then I'll just continue to talk if anything sparks in my mind. So a couple people saying first and second. Alicia says, I'm so sad he retired. I am sad as well. This is a sad day, I think, for all football fans. Kevin Durcan is not one of those, though. He says, took him long enough. He is a Dolphins fan. Savage Girl says no with crying emojis. I know I was going to put some crying emojis in my Twitter post, but I did not because I think whenever somebody retires, it is sad if he's one of your favorite players, but also it's just cool to acknowledge it and just look back at how great he really was. And he was the most dominant player at his position that has ever played. And I think that I'm just grateful to be able to have watched him for for his entire career. I never missed a Rob Gronkowski game. So I'm just happy to have been able to see his entire career and have seen every single one of his games and to know where I was when certain things in his career happened and certain plays happened, like the Indianapolis Colts throw out the club moment or the other play against the Colts where he stiff-armed like three people and ran in the end zone, the Monday Night Football game against the Chiefs, his first 3-touchdown game against the Steelers in 2010, the Super Bowl against the Seahawks, numerous other moments, but those are the ones that do come to mind. The one-handed catch against the Broncos in 2014, a lot of great moments from Gronk. And I remember because I was able to be alive for this entire time, and that's special to me because I always hear about other NFL fans talk about where they were for, Barry Sanders or what it was like to watch Jerry Rice or what it was like to watch Joe Montana. But at least I can also say, not only have I watched Tom Brady, but I've also been able to watch Rob Gronkowski. So that's nice to say. A lot of people are sad. Jeremy says a dynasty has crumbled. Kevin Durkant says, see ya, Gronk. Won't miss you at all unless we're getting some miracles. The Elephant says, I was just watching his career highlights today. That's pretty crazy. That's pretty crazy. Kevin Durkant wants to see me tear up. Some people are saying why. I think everything was kind of pointing towards that he would come back because it took him a while to process it. And he basically said, give me 2 weeks, which has been a lot longer than 2 weeks. So why? He probably just feels like he doesn't want to put his body through what he's been through for the rest of his career. I mean, Gronk was the style of player that just couldn't last for 15, 20 years. He lasted 9 seasons, I think, maybe 10. And he got injured a lot. But because of the style that he played, like I said at the beginning of this live video, he played a aggressive, physical, old school style of football, and he took every hit and he took every bit of punishment. And he also was a player that looked to bring punishment upon defenders. You know, he took some gruesome hits. I remember a couple specifically from TJ Ward that were pretty bad. He laid out some guys. That was always fun. Rob Gronkowski, one of the best things that I don't think we'll ever see from a tight end ever again, which is sad, is his ability to actually own a defensive end in straight up one-on-one pass blocking situations. Like, I don't think we're ever going to see that again. Rob Gronkowski or like a tight end just absolutely dominating in pass protection, which just doesn't happen like ever. You're not going to see, no offense to other tight ends, but you're not going to see Travis Kelce do that. So, Jeremy says, Mitch, I know you didn't see this coming. I didn't really see it coming, but also he said it was up in the air, like he was debating it. So it's not like I'm really taken off guard by it. It's just kind of like, okay, you know, that kind of meets where the Patriots were reported to have been interested in Jared Cook. That kind of makes sense. Possibly now they use their first round pick or possibly a pick on a tight end. That would make a lot of sense. We will see. Obviously, they could trade for one. But I would think that they draft one pretty highly. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. Gronk is going to be a tough player to replace. Do you think the Pats should have pushed harder for Jared Cook? No. I think they should have just, if he was going to come, pay his value. I think he is an older guy as well. He's a nice player, but this tight end class is very good. So I wouldn't be stressing too much because I think they'll pick one of these players that they probably like. And they probably felt the same way that, yeah, it would be nice to get Jared Cook, but this draft is very nice in terms of the tight end prospects. So they could potentially go there as well. Jeremy says Gronk's the best tight end ever. That means a lot from Jeremy because he is not a Patriots fan. Bad day for football, says Game Spotlight TV. I'm tearing up, says Taxi. Jack says the only Patriots player I liked. I think that's something about Gronk to bring up. I think a lot of fans that weren't even Patriots fans, despite all of the Patriots that you guys hated, including Tom Brady, a lot of people loved Gronk, even if they weren't Patriots fans or they hated the team. Even if you were a Bills, Jets, or Dolphins fan, even if he beat your team numerous times like the Steelers, you still liked Gronk. There was something about him from a personality standpoint and as a player that still enabled him to be one of the most liked players in the league, despite him being on the most hated team. That was something special about Rob Gronkowski. Brady says, I guess my mom was right. She called it. But she is sad also that her favorite player, he is and will always be the best in my book. Kevin Durkant says, as a Dolphins fan, I'm sad. Gronk really helped us get miracles. They had one miracle. Come on, man. Jeremy says he should have played till 35. I don't think he would have lasted that long. Lazarus says someone else wrote that Gronk is too dumb. Hey, I think Gronk has been getting a bad reputation in terms of his intelligence. And as far as his teammates and his coaches are concerned, Gronk is a smart guy. I think he just plays a character. Bodo says, first, this stupid 4th and 15 for onside kicks. Now Gronk retires. Football becomes less fun today. Good way of putting that, Bodo. Football has become less fun. Nem Skits says, yes, he retired. Yes, yes, yes. I hate the Patriots. There you go. Gronk's coming back, says Predator. 2021. Fact or fiction? Gronk was the last of the fun meatheads. Probably fiction, but there aren't many of them that play on offense. So defensively, there's still quite a few. Offensively, but that's a good point, Bodo. Maybe that was his appeal. A fun meathead. Do you think the Pats are done from Barty Guy? No, I don't think the Pats are done. The Pats won't be done, in my opinion, until the Pats are done. If that makes any sense. Solid Marco says, I remember the 2010 season, the best season of his career, right next to 2014. 2011 was the record-setting season, which was the most incredible thing to watch. And to think that he also had Aaron Hernandez at tight end at that time, it was special. 17 touchdowns, all those yards. And he got injured often and was still able to put up these ridiculous numbers and was still able to come back and dominate. And it didn't really matter that he got injured, what was hurt. It didn't matter. He still dominated. Golden King says, we are nothing without Gronk. Did I just skip a bunch of comments? I think I did. Ghost Saint says they made an exception for his character because he's a good person. He's a party animal, but not a troublemaker. Good point. He looked great in the playoffs, Jeremy says. I think he put all he had into the playoffs. Remember when Gronk hit Trey White? I do. That was awesome. Brady says, who will Brady look out to on the field? Well, their hope is that Edelman is obviously there and the number one target, which he was last year. James White. And then you have hopefully, Josh Gordon is there, which I'm assuming he will be. And then probably they're going to draft a receiver or a tight end. And I would not be surprised even if the Patriots had a more receiver-centered offense now that Gronk is retired, because they made an exception because Gronk was such a great player that they centered their offense around a tight end instead of making it about the receivers more than the actual tight end. He was a great player, says Devin. This is the end of the Patriots' reign of terror. What else do we have here? What are your thoughts on the retirement? Basically said that. Gronk was one of a kind, says Steven. Sad he walked away so soon. Brenda says, anyone else see Flash posters in the corner of his room? Yes, Flash is in the corner of my room. Ryan says, he will definitely be missed. I'm happy to be able to have watched him and have his jersey. I remember the big catch in Super Bowl 53. People that remember Gronk's career, what was his best play? What was his best play or your favorite moment of him? This light is annoying me. Let me know what you think. Dwayne says, Gronk was never overhyped. Ask the Steelers, and I'm a Steelers fan. Good point. He always dominated the Steelers. Brady says he has so much still to keep going. I think he also wants to pursue other passions, though. I think sometimes as fans, we don't take into account that these players are more than football players. They want to do more with their lives. Like take Martellus Bennett, for example, who is doing this incredible stuff with his art and his ability to write and make books and make just art in general. And I don't think we're taking into account that Rob Gronkowski can do other things in the world besides maul people and absolutely be beast on the football field. But he wants to do other things. He has other passions. I think he wants to be in entertainment. So he wants to still be able to do that while he's in the prime of his life and without having no knees and no back. So in that sense of everything, you want to wish him well on doing that. Trade for Cam Brate from the Bucks. Not a bad idea. Tommy says Gronk was an all-around football player. Kevin Can says Gronk is gone now. It's time for Edelman, McCourty, and Brady to go. There you go. These haters are hilarious, especially Kevin Durkant. Isaiah says, as a Steelers fan, I'm thankful he retired. You'll miss him owning your team. Baker Mayfield says, love you, Gronk. Percy says, thanks, Gronk, for everything. Good luck and God bless you. Apparently, I look like Gronk's long-lost brother. Go Saint says, I can't say I'll miss Gronk, but I have a lot of respect for him. Baker says, he can not take any more hits. Brady has a couple of years left. Might as well call it quits. Dwayne says, Hall of Famer, no doubt. I think he'll be a first ballot whenever, I guess that's 4 or 5 years from now. Miguel says, Pats need to pick up a tight end now. We'll miss Gronk. Viper says, they should look more into Jordy Nelson. He's still on the market. Is Josh Gordon going to play anytime soon? I believe he will. Where do you think the Patriots are going to go from here? I think they'll draft a tight end, personally. They might sign somebody small. They already signed Matt Lacoste, but they're going to sign somebody else. They'll probably sign somebody a little bit more decent than that. I know Austin Severian Jenkins is still out there. They have their plan, but I think it's interesting also that they allowed Dwayne Allen to leave, because considering what he meant to the running game, that's an interesting loss now that you put it into perspective. Brady plus Gronk equals greatness. Should they look more into Jordy Nelson? I think they should. I like Jordy Nelson. I think he can still contribute to a team. What's up? Kill 'em, boys. There's no tight end like Gronk, says Free Flow. Ron is shocked that Gronk retired. What else we got here? Everyone's talking about the comparisons between Watt and Gronk. I think those two have been compared a lot just in terms of their dominance. Oh, I probably won't be able to stop my tears when Brady retires. What is going on, says Murph Dog. Marie says, we'll miss you, Gronky. Love you. Charles says, crying. Why? Gronk is good. I love these comments, guys. It's nice to see what a player meant to people. That's always cool. And obviously Gronk meant a lot to me. He is probably he's over the last 10 years, he's probably been my third favorite player in football. Not only did he play for my team, but he was just a cool guy. I think that's the thing I can always appreciate about Gronk. He's just a cool guy. And I always he was always one of those players where he would make a play that you didn't think was possible, And then you would still not think he could make another impossible play, and he would do it again. Like, even this season, the first game of the season against the Texans, you're just like, how does he do that? Like, how's that possible? Like, in the Super Bowl, that catch, like, how? Like, he's he's got a hurt back, he's got a hurt knees. He can barely run. He's still making this play in the biggest moment, in the biggest moment, and he's still doing it. That's incredible. He worked hard for his rings. It would be interesting to know if the Patriots would have won the Super Bowl against the Giants the second time if he didn't have a broken ankle. Or how the course of Super Bowl 51 would have changed if he would have played in that game instead of not playing. It's always interesting to think about. I think there was a stretch there where Rob Gronkowski was so important that people actually thought he might be more important than Brady. That's how good he was. People thought he might be important than Brady, and he played tight end. I remember in 2012, 2013, 2014 even, people were like, is Gronk more important than Brady? I think you could argue in a certain span there, maybe 2013, he was more valuable than Brady was. That probably would be the year if I had to center one out. But 2013, 2015. Okay, this is the moment. It just sparked in my mind. I don't know why it took so long. The game, the moment that I will show my kids is the Denver Broncos game in the AFC Championship of 2015. That is Rob Gronkowski. That is dominant. That is one of the most dominant games I've ever seen by any football player in my life. They still lose the game, but he's literally the only one making any plays. That is the memory of Gronk right there. That's Gronk at his finest, at his peak. 2015 Gronk in the AFC Championship against one of the greatest secondaries and teams of all time, making incredible catches in double, triple coverage. It doesn't matter. That's Gronk. It doesn't matter. He's going to do it. Gronk. It doesn't matter. Gregory says the game in the UK when he did the British soldier dance in the end zone, that was hysterical and epitomized what a naturally fun-loving guy he is. Good point. Where did the Gronk spike like originate? Because that was like around the time that it kind of became like a big thing. Which I'm going to continue to say, Gronk spike the like button. There's a reason why I say that, guys. Kevin says, bro, I'm calling it. This is an April Fool's prank. You've heard it here first. Either that or I'm just in denial. Well, it's not April, so probably not an April Fool's break. It's not April 1st, 4:12 o'clock. Kevin says, man, that sucks. Rob Gronkowski was good. 6-time champions, Patriots. Tavon Hopkins cannot breathe. Well, I hope you can breathe soon, bro. Predator says, Mitch is getting a little chubby in the cheeks. Factor fiction. Maybe it's all the ice cream I've been eating because Gronk retired. Edelman will stay with the Patriots for at least a couple more years. Geez, there's a lot of comments, guys. TJ Hawkinson, please, says Kevin. In all honesty, if there was a good year for Gronk to retire, it's this one. Many good tight ends in the draft. Snoopy is not happy about this. Max on the stereo says amazing Edelman jersey. Look at my profile picture. This is my favorite Patriots jersey. Edelman number 11 red. I don't know why. When I put it on, it's something different about it. I like it. Fits perfect. Just signed Dennis Pitta. He's had more injuries than Gronk. What's going on, Paul? At least he retired when they won the Super Bowl. That's nice. Would he retired last season if they would have won? Thank you for the $2. Savage says, thank you for your career, Gronk, with some cry faces. Adrian says, a ton of respect for Gronk. He was a matchup problem. DC's had to game plan around him. Don't worry, Patriot fans. As long as you have Brady and Belichick, you will be the odds-on favorite to win it all. That's interesting. Will Vegas not make them the odds-on favorite? Gronk would have broken every tight end record and even some receiver records had he been a healthy career like Tony Gonzalez. I agree. And if you really match it up game by game stat-wise, I mean, he blows them out of the water. I might actually make a video about why Gronk is the greatest tight end of all time. Let me know in the comment section. Put 1 if you think I should make that video. If you think I should make that video, put 1. Ethan says, this one hurts. End of an era. I guess you can consider this the end of the Brady Gronk era. Jeez. For some reason they're not showing up. Go Skittle. Can you press show on those? Go Skittle says the 2015-16 AFC title was rigged. Yeah. Gronk was the guy Brady could rely on in the tough spots. He was clutch. I think a lot of people, they'll say how clutch Edelman was, but Gronk was just as clutch. He was just as clutch. And he made just as many big plays. I am pro Patriots. You are correct. There are sirens going nuts in the background. I don't know if you guys can hear that. Oof Meme says, Gronk is my favorite tight end of all time. I am crying. Snoopy says, first ballot. Adam says, as a Patriots fan, not one player is going to beat the team. Kevin says, Tom Brady, go keep playing until he's 45, and then he'll retire. My favorite Gronk moment is, even though they lost the game, it was the second 4th down catch against the Broncos in the AFC Championship. I think that game is the best game of Gronk. All right, we're getting some ones. There must be something crazy going on outside. Like, unless people are like rioting because Rob Gronkowski retired, I don't know what's going on outside, but there's sirens like crazy. I'm a Jets fan, but 1. Michael put a bunch of 1s. Jesse James is the best tight end of all time. It was a catch. Who's the best tight end in the league? That's a tough question. I would say Kelsey and then Kittle and then Ertz. But that would be my order. The video would be a good going away tribute for Gronk. Okay, guys, I'll do the video. I dance with the devil. Like Jack says. All right. Gronk is probably going to be a TV star. Ethan says, favorite Gronk moment is when he pushed the Colts safety out the club. Savage said he was at dinner and he felt a huge slap in the face. All right, guys. I think that's where I'm going to end it. Thank you guys for being here. That's pretty cool. Just all the kind words that you guys had to say about Gronk. I hope that he gets to see the appreciation, and obviously he let people know on Instagram how he feels. But I think, hopefully he gets to see all the appreciation that people had for him as a player and as a person and as a Patriot and as an NFL player. Oh, you're a girl. Sorry, I can't remember everybody. How old am I? I am 22. Okay. Thanks, guys, for being here. I'm going to work on that Gronk video. I'll get to that to you within the next, hopefully, few days, but I'll say the next week for sure. And I'm still working on some of the free agency stuff, but I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, Gronk swipe the like button, subscribe to the channel for more NFL if you haven't already. Thanks, guys, for being here, and Sad day in the NFL. Gronk has retired, but I'm looking forward to see what he does in the future. All right. Peace.